Hello and welcome. This is Sandra Hart again. Today I'm popping in here on Sunday, doing a very special bonus video, a short question and answer, and a visit with a very special friend. So stick around. The first question, and I get asked this a lot, and maybe a lot of women in the beauty community get asked this, but have I ever had any cosmetic procedures? No, I haven't. And it's not that I'm against that for other people, but I've decided a long time ago, I watched my mother age beautifully, and I have a lot of my mother's genetics, so I just am not going to do any cosmetic procedures at all. I've had no fillers, no Botox. I don't even use Retin-A. So I just am going to see what happens as I age. But I know that there are people that want to do it. They want a facelift. They want to do all these procedures, and that's absolutely fine. I'm not against it. But it's a personal choice for me, and I'm just going to see what nature has in store for me, and I'm just going to try to age naturally if I can. All right, what is my diet? Well, I am a pescatarian, which means that I don't eat meat, except I do eat fish. I eat fish maybe about once a week, and usually the only fish that I do eat, I eat salmon because it has wild salmon. I don't eat the farm salmon because it has a lot of great qualities in it that I need. And I also take vitamin B supplements because as a vegetarian, I am missing the B vitamins that people get when they eat meat. So I do take that extra supplement to help with my diet. And I don't snack. Very rarely do I snack. I eat 3 meals a day, but I don't snack in between. I drink tons of water, lots of water, all day long. I think being hydrated is so important at any age, but especially as we are older. I think being hydrated, it really helps your skin, it helps your energy, it helps all of your organs work more efficiently when you're hydrated. And I do every morning. I start my morning, I drink a very small glass, about a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar that has the mother in it, with water. And I take that every morning before I eat when I wake up. So that gives me a little zinger because it's kind of tart when you drink it. But that's basically my diet. I just try to eat as many natural foods as I possibly can. Lots of greens, vegetables, and no meat except usually salmon. Once in a while I'll have shrimp, but usually it's just salmon, fish. All right, how many children do you have? Well, I have 3 children, 2 girls and a boy. The boy is my youngest, and I have 4 beautiful grandchildren that I'm very proud of. So I have 3 children and 4 grandchildren. And my oldest daughter is 56. So I can't believe it, It seems like yesterday she was only 18. What do I do for exercise? Well, when I was younger, I used to belong to gyms, but I really came to the conclusion I just hate going to the gym. I'm not a gym person. I would join a gym and then be gung-ho for maybe a couple of weeks or so, and then I really got tired of going. I just don't like the effort of going out to the gym with all of those people. So I do yoga in the morning, I meditate, and I walk. And because I have a dog, Sophie, she gets me out at least 3 or 4 times a day. So I do walk. And being here in South Beach, it's a wonderful way to walk along the beach. They have great promenades that go for miles. So I can start at one end of the beach and go all the way up, if I have the energy, all the way up to the Fontainebleau Hotel and beyond. So I do a lot of walking, and I try to walk as much as possible. And I think that does, and I walk up and down the steps. We purposely bought a house with steps, and even though everybody said we were crazy, but I purposely did because I think going up and down the steps, watching my parents have a house with steps, kept them young. And my husband, he was going to be 93, and so far, we have no problems with our knees, and our legs are very strong. So I think that really helps to have steps, even though I know a lot of people don't like it. Our friends thought we were crazy. Anyway, little nuts. Show us your scarves. Well, I've already done a video on scarves. I will put the link below, and maybe I'll do another one in the future, but I already did one, I think, on scarves and belts and purses, something like that. So I'll put that link below. But thank you for asking. Travel. Do you like to travel? Yes, my husband and I love to travel. We are not doing it as much as we used to because he is older and we have a lot of other obligations. See, here I am with excuses. But we are going to be taking 2 cruises this winter or in the fall. My husband and I are going on the Queen Mary 2 for Thanksgiving. We're taking a 2-week cruise to all the various islands on the Queen Mary 2. We have traveled on her for quite a few times, and I really love the Cunard ships. And because my family, they're all busy and doing other things, and we're separated Thanksgiving, that Arthur and I decided, rather just sitting here looking at ourselves, vegetarians that we are, so we can't have a turkey, we are going to take a cruise that leaves from New York for 2 weeks, so that's a lot of fun. And then in February, my husband and I will be celebrating our 35th anniversary, and we are taking a cruise that my son and it's a music cruise on a Norwegian line. It's called Sail Across the Sun, and we are going to be taking that cruise along with other family members and celebrating our 35th anniversary, and that's my present to my husband on our anniversary. My son, who is the lead singer of Tonic, the lead singer of Vertical Horizon, Kevin Griffin, and Mark McGrath of Sugar Ray. These are all 90s singer-songwriters. They have formed a special group called Ezra Ray Hart, and as solo artists, they do shows together all over the country. So they're going to be performing on this cruise, so it's going to be a really nice, a special time. And because my son is coming out with an album in honor of my husband, I'm sure he'll be doing some songs on the ship from that album dedicated to my husband. So it's going to be a very special trip, I hope, for them. Do a video on Sophie. Well, Sophie is my rescue dog, and you can probably hear her nails clicking across the wooden floor here. But I don't know whether I can do a whole video on Sophie, but she has a very interesting story. So maybe sometime I will tell Sophie's story because she has an interesting background and how we got her, how we found her, and what kind of a training she has. Okay, the last question that I'm going to do is, how do you dye your eyebrows? Will you do an eyebrow dyeing video? Well, I really don't want to do that because whenever I'm working around my eyes, I don't want to be distracted, and I really don't want to do it. But I'm going to show you the latest product that I am using. It's an all-natural product. It's called Instant Eyebrow Tint, and it's all natural. It's no irritants. It has herbal dyes. This is it. I got it on Amazon, and I'll put the link below. And it's really so easy, extremely easy. There are only 2 steps to this. And they give you a card like this. Can you see this? A card like this. and it's a workstation. You put a little dab of one of these things, of the number 1. You put on number 1 and see number 1 there, and then you put number 2 here, and then you take this applicator, see this little applicator right here, and then you just put it like this. Step number 1, you let it sit for a while, and then you wipe it off, and then you put step number 2 on, and you follow the instructions, and let it stay on for a while, and then you wipe it off. It's easy as that. 1, 2, 3. And the reason I like this, I used to use the Rue dye. I don't know whether they make it anymore, but I like this because it is all herbal. It's all natural. And it lasts maybe for about a month. 3 weeks to a month I have to do it. But this to me is so much easier because my hair is so light and my eyebrows are so light that it gives me more definition when I dye my brows, and I don't want to use a heavy pencil. I'm just lazy, I guess. But I really like the look. I think it's a lot better. So this is the product, and that is how I dye my eyebrows. All right, those are just a few questions because now I'm going to get to the best part of this. I was so surprised. I got an email for one of the creators in the beauty community that I absolutely just love. And she said she was going to be in the Nashville area, she and her husband, and if we could get together. Well, I was so excited I could hardly contain myself because I absolutely love this woman. Her name is Mary Ellen, and she is the hostess of her own channel, Mary Ellen 60. And actually, Mary Ellen was the first person that I ever watched on YouTube. I was not a YouTube watcher. Not at all. My oldest daughter told me about it, but I was a blogger. I was written a blog for years and years and years, and I just was not aware of YouTube. But I was researching something, and her video came up in my research, and I watched her, and I fell in love with her right away. And after watching her, then I was introduced to more women in the beauty community, and I thought, hey, my daughter said, Mother, you probably have something that you could contribute with, your experience. You used to be on television and you were in film and the theater, so it's right down your alley. Mary Ellen and her husband, Jim, came to Nashville, and we went to the very famous cafe called the Loveless Cafe for lunch, and it was just a wonderful, wonderful time. Now, I am going to play, it was really noisy there. We had a lot of background sound, and actually the management came with their PR person because they thought we were doing something special, I think. Mary Ellen and I just had this little thing, and we were doing our little videos. But once we explained to them what we were doing, it was okay. But the Loveless Cafe is a very famous cafe in Nashville that has great, great home cooking. I hope that you will go over to see Mary Ellen because she is a beautiful person, a beautiful soul, and I love her so very much. And I think that if you visit with her, you will love her as much as I do. So let's get into the short clip. I tried to put something together as much as I could, but let's go and visit with Mary Ellen and Jim. Hello, today is a very special day, at least I know it is for me, because the very first woman I ever saw in my whole life on YouTube has traveled miles and miles and miles to Nashville with her handsome husband to come see me, and I'm so excited. This is Mary Ellen of Mary Ellen 60, and I just love her so much, and I want you all of my subscribers, if you don't know her already, and I'm sure probably all of you do.
No, I doubt it. I doubt it.
But I want you all to go over and visit Mary Ellen. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what your channel is.
Well, I still have my RN license, but I don't practice. But my channel is really, I love helping people save money. I love to give things away, and I love to get good deals, and I like to make things simple and encourage others. That's really what I like to do. I like to encourage other people, and it's kind of like part of my nursing. You know, it's an extension of my nursing.
Yeah, you're very good at doing that.
Well, thank you.
But she actually is the one that got me started on YouTube, because after I started watching her, she kind of motivated me. She didn't know it.
I know, I didn't know it.
It's like being a secret Santa. She didn't know. But she motivated me to maybe share my life and give something back to women of my age on YouTube. So thank you, Mary Ellen.
Thank you for having
This
me.
has been such a special day. You have no idea. You're the first person that's actually made the effort to come see me.
Well, it was our pleasure. It was our pleasure, wasn't it, Jim? It was our pleasure. It was our pleasure.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Don't forget, everybody, to come visit Mary Ellen, please. I'll put her link to her channel below so that you can all go see her.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Jim.